Long live the king, but unfortunately that does not apply to King Viserys as he has breathed his final breath. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment here for another House of the Dragon review. This time we're on the penultimate episode of Season 1. It is Episode 9. This one is titled The Green Council, and it was basically all about how the Targaryens are going to move forward with the death of King Viserys. Now, what do you mean the Targaryens? Rhaenyra is the rightful heir. Well, maybe not, because in episode 8, his last words, King Viserys said to the Queen that he wished his eldest son would take over. He would become the new king. He would be the heir to the throne. Now, of course, Alicent Hightower, the Queen, she doesn't have any proof of this. All she has is King Viserys' word, but I think that will be enough for the Hand. I think that will be more than enough for the Hand, and as we can see in this episode, he pretty much already had things in plan to make the Targaryens stay on top and prevent Rhaenyra from becoming queen.
The Hand put this shitstorm in motion. He did. He actually put it in motion, and you know what? Even if he didn't say it, they could have just fucking lied and said he said it, couldn't he?
Yeah, so we find out that King Viserys is dead. Obviously, Alicent's upset. She calls for a council meeting. All the council members are there. They're not really upset, but they're acting a bit. I guess they're being a little bit comedic. I guess, or they're trying to be humorous, saying, "Why? What have you done? What's happened? What crazy stuff's going on? Are we being attacked? Are we being invaded? Why are you calling us to the council meeting at this time?" But the laughter soon finishes when we find out that King Viserys is dead.
Yep, I find it interesting that Jason Lannister weaseled his way onto the council. Seemed a bit like a Diddy man earlier this season, and now all of a sudden he's there. No idea really why.
Jason Lannister, he seems like the Littlefinger of this series, but a really shit version.
Yeah, like a really watered down, doesn't have the IQ, but has the, he has like the wind up merchant trait, but he doesn't have the IQ to make any plays.
That's what I've noticed. You compare Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, people say a lot of these characters are similar, and like a lot of the characters, you get a pretty good comparisons. They've got good parallels to other characters from Game of Thrones. But everybody that I can see comparisons in between House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones, I much prefer the Game of Thrones character. And I think Jason Lannister and Littlefinger are two characters that definitely seem like they're on the same sort of wavelength. They seem like they are similar characters, both in the small council. Both seem to pretty much know everything. We know that Littlefinger's got a lot of money. We don't really know if Jason Lannister's got a lot of money. He doesn't seem to, but he seems to play a similar role. So they find out that King Viserys is dead. Alicent lets them know that King Viserys' final words were that he wishes his son to be the new heir, his eldest son, Aegon. And pretty much everybody, bar the old guy, isn't really happy about this. I think is it Lyman? I think it's Lyman, so he's not happy about this. He's saying it's not fair, we can't be doing this. It's set in stone. Rhaenyra is the true heir, but the Hand isn't having it. He's like, no, we will install Aegon. He's going to be king. Pretty much simple as that.
Yeah, simple as that. They're going to install him. And again, considering they've pretty much got the full back in here, it's not like with Ned, where Ned was kind of going up against the Lannisters, who were all in play anyway. Ned was delusional. I think this backing of Aegon is going to go a lot more successful than Ned trying to put himself in the seat temporarily till someone else can step in, till Joffrey's of age, so to speak. So I get what the Hand's going for, but do I see Rhaenyra and Daemon rocking in and trying to lay the smackdown here? I don't necessarily see that. I feel like the way House of the Dragons went is that it's going to be power plays rather than actual force.
Yes, but we found out that Otto pretty much was going to do this anyway.
Yeah, so how would that have worked? Say he didn't utter that. How would Alicent went along with this? Even though, yes, it's a win for her, she doesn't really like Rhaenyra. And
I guess all it would have, the way it would have went would be Otto would have just pretty much made up what King Viserys actually said. I guess Otto could have said to Alicent, look, pretend that King Viserys told you this, or Otto himself could have said that he spoke to the king, and the king's final wishes were for Aegon to be the new heir.
If the council is pretty much going along with this, apart from the old guy, why not just say...
But see, the council are...
Why not just say we were all there? Why not just say Jason Lannister was there?
But the council are supposed to be faithful to the crown, not the king. They should be faithful to the crown, not necessarily the person wearing it.
Yeah.
But everyone in here, apart from, I believe, Grandmaster Oywell, or whatever his name is not happy. He says he will not happen for it. He says it's treason! It's treason! And then suddenly Christian Cole slams slams Lyman's head into the back of the table, and unfortunately, because this guy is old, it appears that his skull is just cracked, and
it's squished on top of a ball.
Yeah, he starts bleeding. I guess he's dead. Christian Cole has killed him. Then Harold, who is I guess he's the leader. He's the main member of the Kingsguard, head of the Kingsguard. He pulls out his sword. He tells Cole to forfeit his white cloak, I guess trying to kick him out of the Kingsguard, but Cole says he doesn't take orders from the Kingsguard. He doesn't take orders from Harold. He only takes orders from the Queen. And it looks like we're going to get a fight between Harold and Christian Cole, but the Queen Alicent tells Cole to put down your sword, and he does that. Then we have Otto. Basically, he wants Harold to get groups of the Kingsguard. He wants him to assign a group of men, get a bunch of knights, go to Dragonstone, and assassinate Rhaenyra and her family, because Otto believes that things will just go more peacefully. There'll be no rebellion. If they could take out Rhaenyra, then nobody will doubt who should be the rightful heir, and it will go to Aegon anyway. But Harold doesn't want to do this. He's discussed it, and he resigns from the head of the Kingsguard position and storms out. I thought this was this is probably one of the best council meeting, maybe the best council meeting scene from the entire, and it's a bit strange considering King Viserys wasn't in it, but I just think because of what was at stake here and what was being revealed, I mean, if this wasn't the best scene from the council meetings, then
what are you doing?
What chance have you got?
Yeah, what chance have you got? It was, and I think what House of the Dragon is, I think they're beginning to build momentum. Characters are getting a wee bit more developed and all that good stuff, and I mean, the King's death should result in the better episodes, in my opinion.
Yes, but unfortunately after this, I felt like the episode went downhill. So the hunt was on for Aegon. Aegon was missing. They wanted to both get him. Otto the Hand, Otto Hightower, and Alicent both wanted to find Aegon. However, they both wanted to get to him first. So Otto sent Sir Eric and Arik Cargill, those set of brothers, to find Aegon and bring Aegon back to him. But Alicent asked Christian Cole to do the same and bring Aegon back to her. So, not exactly sure what they were going to say to Aegon respectively, but both Otto and Alicent seem to be playing against each other here. Christian Cole then brings Aemond along with him. I guess Aemond kind of knows where his brother is. Then we got, like, honestly, it was probably a 20-minute chase where the two sets of teams were trying to track down Aegon. Eventually they find Aegon. Aegon doesn't want to be king, says it's not for him, doesn't want to do it. He tries to run away, he gets caught.
I think there's a lot of like, oh, let's conceal your identity in House of the Dragon. I feel like in Game of Thrones they didn't do that. It's like they just fucking went and did it. The only person you really see doing that in Game of Thrones is like Arya.
Yeah, we got
like, see Ned, see when he was confronting like the Lannisters after Robert's death, was he wearing a beanie? Did he shave his beard off? Did he wear a skirt? No, he rocked up with his wee walking stick. I was like, this is how it's going to go.
Plus, Aemon's got an eye patch anyway. So, I mean, it's probably going to stand out, you know what I mean? Regardless of what he's wearing.
Definitely.
So, I mean, that didn't make much sense to me. But, yeah, so they find him. We also got... I'm not quite sure who this Mysaria person is, but she is, like... I don't know what her title is, but she tells Otto that she wants the fighting of the children fighting rings to stop. I mean, can't she put an end to that? I don't really know, but...
They said they filed their teeth. Fucking... Can you imagine that?
Ugh.
Getting your teeth filed? Oh, that's fucking rank. That's bogging. And then even when they find each other and they get into a bit of a squabble, Sir Christian Cole and the Eric guy, it's like they don't kill each other. It just feels fucking... It felt very funny.
Well, it looks like Christian Cole could have killed him, but he decided not to.
Yeah, but it felt funny.
Did feel phony. Then it was time for the coronation. Everyone in King's Landing got ready, and that was it, really.
Yeah, but then Corley's wife, Daenerys' sister, she sneaks out, then sees like the coronation.
Now, someone helped her sneak out. Someone was helping her escape. I'm not quite sure who it was. Are we supposed to know who it was?
Was it the guy with the walking stick?
No, it was. I don't think it definitely wasn't him.
No, I have no idea. I have no idea who it is. But then she... You know, he gets crowned, right? The guy's just not king material, absolutely not. But the people of King's Landing are accepting him as king, which is probably what the council and Otto and co want it. But then all of a sudden, a dragon flies in, kills like what? I'd probably say about 50 people, 100 people. Doesn't blow any fire or breathe any fire, and then like Alicent just steps in front of the king to protect him, and then she just flies off on her dragon. I don't like dragons, man. I know this is called House of the Dragon, and yeah, it'd be naive for me to think they're not going to use dragons, but it just feels like... I don't know, it just feels cheap. It's like, even if you're the best like sword fighter or whatever, or you know, like a Jaime Lannister or a Ned Stark, it just feels like a dragon could come along and fucking wipe you out, and that's it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good you are. If a dragon comes up, you're toast, so... Corley's wife escapes on her dragon, and the dragon kills quite a few people. This dragon here, could have wiped out everybody, really. This could have just handed the crown straight to Rhaenyra, but she decided to escape rather than taking down Alicent the Hand and the Targaryen sons. There was also a weird scene with Jason Lannister. Jason Lannister's the guy with the foot, isn't he? The crippled foot?
No, Jason Lannister's the guy at the end of the table.
Who's the guy with the foot?
I don't know who he is.
The walking stick guy?
He's just some guy at the council, Lord something. He's like Viserys. No, Ferys. Game of Thrones, that's what he reminds me of.
Yeah, so there was some weird scene where he goes with Alicent and he gives her information, tells her that she can't trust certain people that are within her circle, and then like Alicent gets her feet out and he starts masturbating over them. Well, not over them, but he's masturbating to them, and it's like, what the fuck was this?
Yeah,
it was like a very strange scene. Like, Viserys has just died. She's the queen. Like, why is she lowering herself to this? Who is this one-legged, crippled foot guy to think that he can just come in and literally masturbate to the queen? It was very strange. Like, I don't get it. I understand that he was offering information, and maybe this is the price
she's the queen, though,
that Alicent had to pay, but she's the queen, and fucking Viserys is still warm. Well, maybe not warm like that.
I think he's been cold for about 2 decades.
But you get my point, right? He's just died, and like I'm not saying it's the same as sleeping with her, but it's close enough.
It's just fucking weird.
It's close enough.
It's weird.
I thought it was a strange scene.
I thought it was a strange episode.
See, when I first seen it, I wasn't quite sure what was happening. But then, it became obvious, and then, she turns away, and you just see the guy start playing with himself, and, stroking his thing, and it's like, what the hell is actually going on here? So, I just don't think you'd get this in Game of Thrones. It seems like another weird sort of woke. Don't know what's woke about it, but,
yeah, it's funny. It's like, he's like, oh, you can't trust people, and then 10 seconds later, he's doing this. Fucking weirdo.
So, it's almost like Rhaenyra's a whore, and Alicent in this moment's kind of become like a sex worker, isn't it? I guess this is this is pretty much like OnlyFans.
Aye.
Would you not agree?
Just fucking, yeah, to get a bit of information. Just weird.
Could you imagine Cersei, degrading herself doing this?
No.
Look at when Littlefinger says knowledge is power. And then she gets the guards to string him up, and she goes, "No power's power," and he's sitting shitting himself. Like, see if like Littlefinger had information and Cersei needed it. Do you think she'd whip her feet out for him?
No, probably not.
I didn't get that, and then that was pretty much it.
But see, I know I think the core base, right, of Game of Thrones fans and House of the Dragon, I think they love this shit. They're fucking weird. They do. Call a spade, not your average viewer. I'm talking about the diehards. This is probably written in the fucking books that they made like 90 years ago.
Yeah, but anyway, Rhaenys withholds her dragon from killing everybody. Then she flies off to Dragonstone, and she's going to inform Rhaenyra of what has happened. The final episode is called The Black Queen, so I think it's fair to assume that we're going to see Rhaenyra obviously fight against this this coronation here of Aegon as king. She's going to say, no, I'm the rightful heir to the throne. So, it sets up the finale. Can't deny that. But I do think that the best, I think the best of this episode definitely happened at the beginning when you had the small council meeting. I think that's when this episode peaked. Unfortunately, it did go downhill a bit then.
Yeah, I thought the ending, as you said, set up a finale. But I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Weird, but good in places.
Yeah, I think the second half of this show has improved. Someone says that once you get past the first 4 episodes, it's actually good. Now, I think we rated the 5th episode pretty damn poorly.
Yeah, so maybe they meant the first half, who knows.
But since I actually enjoyed the first episode.
No, I did.
I thought the first episode was good. And then it got a little bit worse. But it's picked up, so yeah, I'll give it a 6 as well. And who knows, maybe the finale will be the best of the bunch, but we'll see what happens. Whose team are you on? Are you for Aegon as king, or are you for Rhaenyra as queen? We'll put it up for a poll. You guys can decide. We'll see what happens in the next one. Until next. And also, should the guy with the foot be killed? Should he be sentenced to death or something like that? Because for me, this was just a very fucking weird scene.
Should he die?
Queen Alicent, she's like the highest. Well, she's a queen. She's the highest ranking woman in Westeros, and this guy is fucking masturbating to her like she was some common whore. Just made no sense to me.
She's a whore.
But whatever, guys. That's it. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.